Hey, it's Earthcastle. Making windows for maps might seem simple at first. Just use a see-through texture on a brush and you're done. But what a lot of people don't know is that there is much more to windows than just that. You can make windows which break when shot, windows with dynamic shattering depending on where it gets hit, and even functional opening and closing windows which can also be shattered. Not only this, but plenty of visual tips that can make windows look 1,000 times better. Today, I'll be teaching you how to make windows of all types in the Hammer editor, functional and pretty. Here we have a hole in the wall. Let's fill this hole in with a window. The first thing I like to do is make a frame for the window, as a straight transition from the glass to the wall can look very jarring and unrealistic. The frame is comprised of 4 unit-wide brushes in an outline around the hole, with diagonal joints on the edges for smoother texture transitions around all sides. I also made the bottom part of the frame bigger and gave it a unique texture to act as the window sill on the outside of the window, and left the inside frame as normal. For the inside of the window texture, I used a trim texture. You can find these textures by searching trim in the texture browser. Trim textures are especially useful for things like window frames and door frames. As the name suggests, they're meant to be used on things like these, which fits perfectly for this case and looks great too. They come in a lot of different materials and looks, so you can really play around with different ones until you find the one that looks right for your case. Now for the actual glass itself. I just used a conventional glass texture on a brush that fits into the window frame. But that's not all for the window. A lot of windows in real life are split into multiple parts. For example, the classic 4-pane window or a 2-pane window. I assume it's to help with the glass stability or something, I don't really know. Either way, it will be a great addition to this window. I did this by snipping the glass in 2, then snipping a smaller frame out of both pieces of glass and texturing the frame differently. If you're doing this, remember to texture the inside faces of the trim as they'll be visible through the glass, and do the same diagonal joints in the frame as you did in the larger window frame. And that's the window done. The extra visual details make it look much more realistic and professional. However, it currently lacks interactivity. Let's fix that by making it breakable. There are 2 different types of breakable glass, normal breakable and surf breakable. Let's start with the easiest type first, normal breakable. First, select your glass brushes and turn them into an entity by pressing Ctrl and T at the same time with them selected. Make sure to have each brush be its own entity, or else every piece of glass will be treated as one and shatter at the same time. Change the entities from a func detail to a func_breakable. The default break type is glass, so no need to change anything there. You can also change how durable the glass is, but glass usually shatters instantly anyway, so one should be just fine. Then compile your map and test out the breakable glass. When shot, the glass will break into a ton of tiny glass pieces, which slowly fade out after time. Now for the other type of breakable glass, surf breakable. Change your window entities from func_breakable to func_breakable_surf, then apply the no-draw texture to every face of the glass. After that, search for break in the texture browser. This should bring up a few glass textures which are compatible with the breakable surf entity. Any of the glass textures will likely not work. Apply the glass texture to only one face per brush. If more than one face has anything other than the no-draw texture, it will not work properly. Then load up your game and try out the glass. This breakable glass works differently to the normal breakable, as when shot, instead of bursting into pieces, it shatters in place, and any further hits to it will break off individual segments of the glass. I find this breakable glass to be much more interesting, realistic, and fun to play with. And finally, if you want more interactive windows but don't want them to be broken, having openable windows might be a good idea. To make openable windows, select the parts of the window you want to move and turn them into an entity. Then, follow my door tutorial, which should be in the top right corner right now, to turn the window into a func_door. This means that the window will act as a little door, opening and closing when interacted with. This makes the window feel much more immersive than a static one, and allows for unique gameplay opportunities, like having to move between buildings through windows, or a unique way to enter and exit a building if the entrance is blocked. And that's how you make functional and detailed windows in the Hammer editor. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to check out my other Hammer content. You can also join my Discord server using the link in the description if you need help with mapping or just want to talk to other mappers. I also have a Patreon where I post exclusive teasers, maps and more. And that's all for now. See you.